Coming up on the next episode. Good Wednesday evening to you all, YouTube. It is 7:05 now in the PM. As you can see, there is a radio in front of me on the bench. And this would happen to be the Packard Bell radio that I got in the mail the other day. And I was kind of tweaking Bob when I told him, I said, you think I ought to go ahead and try to plug in the Packard Bell, see if it works. I was hoping for a response like, I knew you were going to try to get that fixed first, but I didn't get that. I got, yeah, try it out and see. So, kind of hit me for a loop there, but that's okay. I basically wanted to plug it into the Variac and bring it up slow, and I did that. And I've already done this. This is the second time I'm looking at this. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a loop hanging over here. This is off of one of the Zenith radios. Funny story about the antenna that was on this. It was, when I got the radio, these two tubes were gone. Well, I'd say gone. One was over here and one was over here on the condenser, on the tuning condenser. And it's laying there, and I could see the one tube, but I couldn't see the other one. So basically, I plugged it in like it was before I even looked to see if the tubes were in it. And nothing happened. I mean, I was getting no current at all. I was up to like 50 volts, and there was no current being drawn at all. And I'm thinking, okay, well, something's not hooked up or something. So that's when I decided to take it apart, and that's when I discovered the tubes were messed up. So after figuring out which way they went in and got them back in there and everything like that, and also when I was taking it apart, the antenna basically just fell apart. And I think it was already apart. I don't think I had a lot to do with it, but I'm going to flash up a picture of how it should look. And basically it was all spread all over the top of the radio, and I had taken the 4 screws out that held the posts in that the radio or the antenna was supposed to attach to, and I had already taken those out thinking that was how you took the back out or back off of the radio. And it turns out there's only 3 screws here on it that you can't hardly see it down there. There's 3 screws that hold the back on down here, 1, 2, and 3 there, and that's what holds the back on. The rest of it is the antenna, and like I say, there's 4 posts on it, and the antenna just kind of loops around those posts. And if you looked at that picture I just posted, you'll see that's how it goes around there, and it should not be a big problem getting back together. I know how these wires here are wired up on the antenna where it connects to them. Also, when that picture kind of shows this here, if I can get it away from these wires, pilot light, and also I figured out that goes, that attaches to the speaker up here, like that, and then the light goes in here like this, and goes over the top of that, and that's how that works. So that's how that does, and so I've got that figured out. With that picture, that one picture did it all for me, and so also, I don't know how well you can see it, but for Bill, the dial string is broke. Yeah, it's broke. It's not a big deal though. It's a simple one. It just wraps a couple of wraps around the control knob and then goes into the tuning capacitor pulley. So it's really not too complicated at all. But I think there is a dial string diagram with that service work for this. I'm not really sure, but I think there is. But anyway, let you listen to it and see if I can get this in. Now, earlier today I had it tuned in to the local station. Now, as late as it is, 7 something, they they may have switched to their lower power settings, as a lot of smaller stations do at night. And if so, then I may not be able to pick them up. But again, that's the wrong antenna, and you guys probably know how picky these radios can be with their antennas. And so, like I said, this one, it did bring it in during the day, so I figured it might be a chance of bringing it in now. So let me plug it in real quick, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to put it back on the Variac. And I think I had it around 90 volts, maybe 100. That's where I had it at. I think you can see. Well, let's put this over this way a little bit. You can watch the both the current flow and the voltage at the same time there, I think, on the camera. As you can see, the current is going up as the voltage goes up. I don't see why there should be any problem with it. I've did this once. I think it's 75 where I first got it, but I went up to 90 to get the radio working itself as far as picking up anything. So we'll go right there at 90 and stop there and see what happens after it warms up a little bit. And we'll figure this out real quick then. Well, I can hear noise. Just barely can't hear that station in there. Alright, well, you can hear it. I'm not going to play too long, but... So, there you go. There's a good look at that. Now, the dial light does not work, so apparently the bulb is burnt out. So, anyway, it does work. I was really surprised in the condition I found it in, being as the tubes were out of it, and just basically knocking around, two of them. One being the, actually I think it was this one over here, and the 50L6 was out of it. So that was the way they were in. This one was correct. The rectifier was correct. And I think they were all in the right order. I think it was just these two that were out. I think one of them was the this one here, this metal case one. So, but anyway, got them all back in, and it's obviously working. So it's not bad for that antenna because, like I said, these radios can be very picky with these antennas that are not matched to the radio. So, the biggest thing I've got to do is get the, yeah, that is the local station. So, there you go. I just wanted to show you that it does work. And we're going to unplug it and take it, take the, what do you call it, down? Turn that off. So obviously, I'm not going to do any work to this as of right now. Just basically, I might try to, in my free time or spare time or whatever, try to loop that antenna back around. Let me show you that. I've got it in a bag here, but that's not good. Not good at all. But you can see it's kind of a mess. But it shouldn't be a big problem to get back into the shape it was in, I think, I hope. I'm going to leave that out because I don't want to really compress it too much and get it back out of shape. And so hopefully I can get that lined up and back into some kind of semblance of shape and get it back onto those posts, and it should take care of the problem, I hope. I was joking with Bob, told him that he was telling me how easy it was going to be to put that back together, and I said, good enough, I'll send it to you. So, so he didn't care. He would have probably fixed it. But anyway, like I say, there's your little Packard Bell working, and I was kind of surprised because I really didn't expect it to work. Let me see if we can show you the bottom of this thing. Get this antenna taken down, or get it off here, get it out of the way. This is kind of hard. Well, not really, I guess. There we go. That's out. Now let's get this lifted up. It really doesn't look too bad on the bottom, to tell you the truth. It not bad at all. There's your output transformer. Underneath, I thought at first that was missing because there was nothing at all on top. I'm thinking, well, where is the output transformer? And then I happened to look at the wires, where the wires went for the radio, or for the speaker, and they came down under here. So that was the whole thing there. There's your oscillator coil, and like I say, it all looks pretty good. I'm really kind of surprised at how well it does look under here. Obviously, I'm going to have to change out the caps when I do work on this, but for now, it's going to be relegated to a box somewhere, as a lot of my stuff is. But anywho, that's that. Let me get this out of the way real quick, and I'll come back with some other stuff. Oh, here's the knobs for it. I don't know if I showed you those, but there's round knobs. They're kind of nice. But this radio should clean up. I've got to use some Bondo or something to fill in the crack on the front and get that done. Now, on this, what do you call it? I know I said I wasn't going to say what do you call it anymore, but here I am saying it. The filter network. I think what I'm going to do, if I can find it, I keep losing. Oh, there it is right there. You guys may recall the last video I did. I said something about these might be bad. Oh, here I'm not down where I'm supposed to be, am I? These wires might be bad. What I'm going to do is go ahead and replace these. I have a piece of, I don't know if this is long enough, but I think it's long enough to go ahead and replace these. This has got good insulation. This is the wire used for the rest of the radio AC connections. I had enough of it to do about all of it. And that's what I'm going to try to use for this if I can. These don't have to be very long because the ones that plug into it will come over there, and they can come over pretty far. So that's the way that works. But again, there's the one that split. You can see that is just, I don't know why it did that, but it did. So like I say, I'm just afraid, you know, when you put, I only went up to 50 volts, I think, on this, or whatever it was. And I think when you put 480 volts coming out of here, into this, I think, you know, that's going to be a little bit harder on these wires than they can take with that, given that bad insulation. So I'm going to go ahead and replace them. But like I said, this is a much heavier insulated wire. And if there's not enough of this to do it, I've got other wires to do it as well. So I'll get something decent on there. I don't want anything crappy on there because, like I say, that's a kind of a high voltage to be messing with. Not very high current, obviously, but at the same time, it's still at a high voltage. So that's coming up. Well, that won't be coming up, but I'm going to do that. Here's the little post for these. I think they go on like this, and then they go on to the back. That's the way they go, and then the back holds them on, and they just basically stand up there, and like I say, they're yeah, maybe I got that backwards, but anyway, either way you do it, that's what holds that antenna on. I guess you can put them on this way too. Well, they don't go on that way as good, so maybe it is this way. Well, now it's not going on that way very good. Anyway, they don't fit very well, but anyway, they do work, I think. So hopefully they'll work, and we'll get those on and get that antenna back. Now, there's one piece I don't understand or don't see yet where it goes, and that's this one here. Unless it's got something to do with the pilot light, but I don't really know how that would work with that, but it doesn't really go on there, so gonna have to figure out another deal for that. There's another piece here that came out. That may be what this is for, but I don't really understand how that would work, or where it goes or anything else. Obviously, it's doing something. I'm pretty sure that's where it goes, but I don't know where it came from. I'll have to look at the inside of the radio a little closer and see if there was a place that came off of. Looks like it did break off of the radio, the case. So now the other thing that I'm thinking about on this radio is the dial. Now this has got a kind of a unique dial on it. I don't know how many people know on this radio, but there is no glass in here. Now I don't know if this is supposed to have a glass. There's a that sticks out a little bit, but I think that just the only thing that does is takes the dial itself, and there's a hole in the thing there. I think is what it lines up with. I think that's all that does. But I don't know if there is supposed to be a glass in this. Not a glass, but a plastic piece or what. But it feels to me like there might be a ridge there in order to put one in. But the pictures I've seen doesn't really show that closely if there is a dial glass there or not. But I can put one in. That's not a big deal. Let me show you this crack if you haven't seen that already. That goes around here. I can fill this in pretty easy, I think, with Bondo or whatever. And like I say, I think I'm going to paint this anyway. Now there's a handle that's going to have to be made for this. I think I can use the 3D printer to do that and make a handle for that. So that shouldn't be a problem. You know, just thinking about it, that may be where that came from. To tell you the truth, I bet you it is. I bet you that's what holds that. That's what holds that handle. That's the bottom of the handle, because that's what, you know, it lets you pull up on a handle and there's a spring tension on it, and then it would pull it back down. I bet you exactly that's what that is. So, got that figured out. Now there's a black space or cover in here for this. This comes out. So I don't really want to take it out, but it does come out. So that's that. So I don't really see anything else that is missing, or not missing, but in there. You would think there would be two pieces of this, unless the other piece of this probably came off with the handle itself, and probably the spring itself. Probably two springs on that. I'm guessing, but I think that's a good guess on that. I think that's where that actually goes. So, anywho, got that figured out. That will tell me at least a little bit about. Let's see how this fits. Yeah, if I can, I don't know if I can or not. Do it from this way. Yeah, see, that fits right in there. That's what that is. Yep. So there's your thing for that. So that gives me an idea how big that's got to be as far as printing the new one. And so I think, you know, make it up that high to where it comes up through there like that. And yeah, that should be good enough, I think. I really don't need the spring. It falls back down there pretty easily. But anywho, that's that. So there you go. There's that. That should do that. I'm saying that a lot, aren't I? Anyway, I think that's going to do me for this time. I just kind of like say I didn't want to really get into this too much, this Packard bell, but being as I went ahead and got it working, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and show you. I got the Westinghouse AM/FM. I think it's a 48 radio. I think is in Indianapolis. So hopefully that will be here either tomorrow or Friday. Now the tracking says Friday. But usually when they're in Indianapolis that early, they usually come down the next day. They don't hold on to them up there for, you know, whatever reason, which I hope that's the way it works, but you never can tell. So, anywho, that's that. Alright, I think I'm just looking at these. There's three of those and one of these. That's got either that, maybe that thing is broke off of that one. I think is what happened. I think it's the same thing. It just broke off the Fourth one's got the flare broke off on one of it. That's what it is. So anywho, we got the 3 mounting screws there, and the other 4 are the other. Now I don't know what this. Oh, this one was in the bottom. I know where it's at. It was in the bottom holding the radio, the chassis in. Now there should have been 2 of them in here, one on each side. So I'll have to put one of those back when I get that done. So anyway, that's that. Like I say, you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.